Diversity is one of the things that makes this country the strongest nation in the world. This video highlights a couple of our own service members currently serving in the Navy and part of the LGBTQ community. This video is neither to condone nor to condemn, but to educate and address possible stereotypes and epithets. Most important of all, this video is about equality.
I'm Brandon Jansen. I've Y2 been in for 7 years now.
I'm James Jensen. I'm his husband.
I am Y3 video and I am bisexual.
I identify as a bisexual male.
I identify as a gender fluid gay guy. Gender fluid is basically where you don't really fit into just like a male or a female, but you're somewhere in the middle. Like some days I feel more manly where I grow facial hair and I wear guy clothes, and then some other days I feel more feminine where I wear makeup and wear women's clothes.
I definitely came out. I came out to my friends and my mom in the 7th grade as bisexual, and it was hard. My friends were accepting of me. A lot of my family members were, but it was a hard pill to swallow for my mom. She always said that it was a phase, and eventually she realized it wasn't. So we had a couple years of drama because of it. But now we're really close, and she's really happy for me, and my happiness is just all that she really cares about at this point.
Whenever I came out, I had broken up with my girlfriend then of 3 years because I didn't want to be so in a not really fake relationship, but like I wanted to be who I was, whether I was on a school trip down to Florida and I could just be free and be who I was. But I didn't have to come out. I was always like this.
I ended up coming out at 106 during a argument. It came down to someone was saying that they didn't feel that they could ever trust and hang out with someone that was gay or bi because they would be too worried that the person would be trying to assault them or that, and it was a person that I had actually hung out with several times, and it was getting a heated discussion in the office, and I know everybody was trying to quiet it down, so I kind of turned around and said, well, in a very vulgar way, I told him, well, I am, and you've still hung out with me and had no issues, and that was literally how I ended up coming out at 106. One of those moments where afterwards I was like, oh crap, I can't believe I just did that.
In the military, people have always assumed that I'm straight. They tell me I don't look it, which doesn't really make sense to me because I'm like, well, what is that supposed to look like? I just, if people ask, I tell them, or sometimes I'll just say it, and that's that. I never really had anything bad happen with it in the military. I never had anybody really discriminate towards me about it. I've had people ask odd questions, and people that are really curious or misinformed, but that's fine. I just educate them.
For discrimination in my family, on my dad's side, they all know that I'm gay, that I like men. On my mom's side, they haven't told any one of them just because they're very judgy people and they are very open, opinionated about every single subject. And I just feel like if I did tell them, they would disown me and they just want to talk to me. So I just let them think whatever they want. I haven't talked to them in years.
My mom's fine with it. My cousins, my uncle is fine with it. Some of the more distant relations I do have conflict with.
I haven't seen my mom's side of the family maybe 6-7 years.
I was still in when Don't Ask, Don't Tell was still in effect. I was in for 1 year at the point that it got repealed. Female on my boat, she had got her rate stripped from her and got knocked down to an E2 because she was gay. She had been punished for it, but no one ever restored her rate, restored her rank.
I feel like the country was getting better as far as acceptance. I feel like that the LGBTQ community was making a lot of progress. I feel like we've definitely taken some steps back, including in our military branch. But, you know, everything has always been a work in progress, and it continues to be a work in progress. I feel like there is still so much that needs to be covered when it comes to the community. There's still so many problems regardless, and there's more than likely always going to be, because people are raised differently everywhere. So no matter what, there's always going to be a battle of acceptance.
It doesn't matter if we're talking about gay pride, you know, your right to vote to whoever you want. There's not a lot of acceptance going around in the country right now.
It comes in waves of acceptance.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's not very accepting, but 5 years ago it was.
It's nice not being able to, well, not having to hide. You know, I'm about ready to close out my 4-year shore duty, and it was while I was here that I came out, and I'm 28 years old. I've been keeping it under wraps for that long.
Oh, I love being gay. Oh, it's fun.
You know, Stonewall was so important. It was like the uprising of it. It really opened up the community in such a big way. It really, that it's the whole reason we celebrate what we celebrate. It's not even just celebrating, but it's in memory of that terrible event.
I just learned about Stonewall a couple days ago. I didn't know about it until they mentioned it while we were watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that are even part of the LGBT community that don't know anything about Stonewall or why we have parades or anything, because they just think, oh, I was born and we've always done it, so But there are people that are like still alive that are in like their 60s and 70s that still remember all the abuse and the hate, like actual hate crimes, like people, like glass thrown in people's face and
getting beaten, and they were getting stuff thrown at them, and they were being treated in horrible ways.
Permanent like disfigurations because of who they were, and that's not okay.
And today, sometimes that still happens, unfortunately.
I love the theme. It's a great theme. I think with it being the 50th year, I think it's the only appropriate one.
Plus, diversity in itself brings a lot to the military, just because at that point it's not looking at who you sleep with at night, or who, you know, the color of your skin, or what your gender may be. It's about what it is that you can do, what skills you possess, what is it that you could come here in the military into work and be able to do for the military. And that's what it really should be based off of.
Knowing where we come from and knowing what's happened before will, in my opinion, help us like make building blocks for a better future.
Anything that is different and scares people, you know, people they react in a way, you know, and those people have to fight back. Those people have to stand up for what they are and what they believe in.
I can be me and be happy with it. I believe it was Emerson that said it, but to hide who you are or try to change who you are, be something you're not, is a form of suicide, because you are killing that which makes you you.